morning. I'm still in my PJs. Maya is off to the hospital with her father for her first appointment. I think it's a dermatologist for discussing her hair loss and looking at other possibilities like steroids and things like that. And yeah, so I'm having to stay back. I normally am the one to go because I ask all the questions, so the doctor's Abdul just listens and doesn't really ask anything. But because he has to drive her to school afterwards, and I don't drive much at all, like I haven't driven a car in about 4 years. So it's best that I stay home. The kitchen is I've not been. I hate to sound really negative, and I try to make positive out of everything, but it's been almost. I think today's the 9th or the 10th day. There's just one or two things that get done in a day. So last night they came about 3 o'clock, left at 8 o'clock, and they seemed to fiddle around for ages with that door. Basically, the doors. This is the fridge, and this is the freezer, and they were both opening that way, so they were opening at the same side. So Abdul asked if they could open one this way and one that way, so that you could, so that they open like this, basically, there and there, like that. So they seem to be working with that for ages. Also, all of the doors on the appliances were really, really wobbly, and they seem to be scratching their heads trying to figure out what to do with it. Now, what's happened is when they first came in, they undid everything, and then they put like these base units here, just sort of slotted them in. And then the next day they came and they built these units, the drawer unit under here, and then they started putting up the wall units. And then after that, really, the worktop went in. That spent a day. They took a day to do that, and then they took a day to do the splashback here. And then they put like the glass in yesterday, the day before yesterday. And after that, it's just, although it looks like slow progress to me, I know that it's, the cuts, we didn't appreciate how much cut work to do. Abdul actually got them to take all these off yesterday. It hadn't dried because these were cut and were coming outside of the recess of the wall. And Abdul really wasn't happy. He wanted all of these flush with the wall. And they were saying that it's our walls, that they're wonky. And I was like, whatever they are, they need to be cut in the same way. You can't have them sticking out. And Abdul was like, I want them changed if possible. And he goes, let me see. And he pulled one apart and it just came off, which was worrying. He said the glue hadn't set and it takes 24 hours, but he didn't come the day before. So it was actually 36 hours. So I was a little bit concerned about that. So they've used the bit of the shelf here by mistake to cut that. I don't know how you can cut a shelf by mistake and use it to build somewhere else. I think they needed a piece of wood to do a bit of jigging around with this little area here, which is housing all the pipe work. So we just don't know what's happening. But I did say to him, look, every day he says one more day, it'll be done tomorrow, ho jayega. And then yesterday I said to him the day before, actually on the phone when I rang him, will it be done tomorrow? And he said yes. I said, will the water be on tomorrow? He said yes. And yesterday was the tomorrow and it wasn't finished, and I just don't understand why so much still hasn't been done. And I said to him, and he took his second amount of £1,000. So he's got £1,000 left, and I've said to, it's not supposed to be paid until completion. And if he asks me for the money today, he's not going to get it. He said to me that he's going to complete it. Several times I asked him, will that be silicone? Yes. And then I said to him, will I be able to use the water? He says, not until Saturday. Today's Friday. I said, but will it be siliconed today? He says, well, it can only be siliconed when it's all been done. Everything has been done. The plinth has been put in. The plinth is another story, but he said it will all be done. And when it's all done and everything is finished, then it will be siliconed. Once it's dry, then the water will get turned on. I said, when will it be siliconed? He said, it will be done when the place is clean. I said, when will it be cleaned? He goes, when everything else is done. So he's not committing to a date. But I've said to him, it has to be done by today now, because it's been 10 days and other kitchens I've had fitted has only taken 3 at most. One was fitted in a day and a half. This needs to be done today, and the water needs to be turned on today, ready for use tomorrow. We won't use it until tomorrow once the silicone's dry. He said it needs 24 hours, which means that if he silicones it last thing today, I still can't use it tomorrow morning, but he's saying I can, I don't know. And then another thing is the plinth down here. First of all, there should not have been a gap here, but he's put a gap here. We told him to push all these levels flush up with that pillar and to use another panel that's sitting around on either side of this washing machine. There's a couple of panels lying around. And he goes, yeah, I'll do that for you. Ho jayega. And he's forgotten. And then what he's then done, consequently, is cut the worktop to house the fridge, the tap. Tap is lovely, isn't it? And he's forgotten. So now we've got to have the plinth that cuts straight into that area there and just stops flush against it, so there's nothing to hold it in place, and it would have looked a really nice finish. So he asked us, oh, do we want to put the plinth on? And we had a whole conversation about the plinth on the floor, and he said, I won't put the plinth in because you're having your wooden floor done. I'll do it after. And I said, that's fine, but you won't get your money for 6 months because I'm not doing the floor for 6 months. I've got other things that I need to do before I can put before I can put a floor through everywhere. And that's because obviously I need the staircase replaced. So he goes, oh, then in that case I'll put the plinth in and then you can just slice it down. We said, yeah, that's fine. So he goes, okay, I'll do that. So yesterday I said, oh, when you're cutting the plinth, he goes, I'll do that when your floor comes. And I was like, I told you that the floor is not coming for 6 months. He goes, then I'll put the floor in. And I'm thinking, this is deja vu. We've had this conversation already. And then I said, well, when will the panel go on? In the same conversation, when the floor goes on. And I'm thinking, excuse me, we've just completely forgotten the conversation we've just had? This needs to go on now because our floor's not going on for 6 months. Get the fucking job done. And so I said to him, look, it has to be done today. Let's see. The guy's turned up, put his stuff down. His tools are down there. And he's gone, I'll be back in 10 minutes. I'm going to get silicone. So, yeah, I'll let you know how it goes. I'm really sorry for this long vlog. Wound up like anyone's business. But yeah, that worktop looks amazing. I'm so happy with the whole worktop. Abdul's still not happy with the look of the splashback, and I don't think he wasn't happy with the workmanship. He actually told the guy, I'm not happy with your workmanship. Like there's the joint here is kind of split and you can hurt yourself, and he said he'll put filler, but the filler's going to be white, so what's the point? But the splashback is just quite dark and it goes up quite a lot, and the pattern Abdul's not so keen on. And I think because we've never had it before, he does feel like it's a bit intimidating. It looks, you know, speckly, and I wasn't expecting it to be so speckly. I'm not 100% sure that this is the splashback that I chose, but I think it's in now and we've got to live with it for a little while, and if Abdul wants to change it later, he can. The guy was like, put steel in like here, and I was like, I don't want to put steel in, you'll get finger marks on it, and I just, you know, we'll see. I might change it later. This whole kitchen, you know, was supposed to be a temporary kitchen till we can afford a solid kitchen, a solid wood one, but yeah, we'll have to see. That's not going to be for about 6-7 years, yeah. The gas is on. That's the really good news. The gas, Sandip came last night, yesterday morning, connected us up. So we actually have the gas working. We haven't tried or tested it as yet because it's got all of its little paper on it and the bubble wrap on it. But we're hoping that Sandip did his own little test and he said it's all fine and it's all working. So fingers crossed, you know, even if we don't use the water, that hopefully we might be able to make some proper desi tea by using our little kitchenette upstairs. And yeah, fingers crossed, let's see. So while I'm at this vlog, I just wanted to show you some things. Obviously it's exciting. We've known for a while that our kitchen is going to be imminent, and last Saturday we went out and did some shopping for the house thinking on Monday we'd be able to cook, but obviously now Friday and it's still like that. But we did some shopping for the house. This in Bengali is called a fiyaza bosta. It's actually a big bag of onions. Obviously we're Indian, so we need a lot of onions, and I bought loads of tinned chickpeas and butter beans and plum tomatoes and chopped tomatoes. And I bought loads of stuff that's in the fridge. I've bought all my spices, cardamom. I got some fish masala. I'm hoping to make fish. Fast furan. Oh crap, this should have gone in the fridge. I was actually on a job when I came back. I literally just shopped and then came back and then had to go out to get someone ready. And the kids and Abdul were supposed to put that away. And this is like a mung dal that's been soaked. That's just gone bad. I can smell it already. That has to go in the bin. Oh my, that's going to go in the bin. Oh my God, I cannot live without this. This is the reason why we had to go shopping, is because we ran out. And so we buy a few of these. It's neem toothpaste by Dabur. And that's what we brush our teeth with. Chaat masala, love that. I buy little bags because I like them to stay fresh. I don't like my powders to go stale, and so I buy the little ones so that I can top them up quickly and they're nice and fresh. So I got chili powder, and I got some, oh, where is this? It's so cool that we have all these shops so close to us, in places like Ipswich when we lived there. We didn't really have there was Indian shops, I won't lie, but they didn't have everything. Tul dal, I'm Gujarati, so I like oily dal. And turmeric powder in a bit of a bigger bag. So I need to like mix some of my masalas together in a pot, which is the first time I'm actually doing that. I actually have a little round tin that's got little compartments in it, and in there I have all of my spices individually. And when we didn't have the kitchen, we had the little kitchen upstairs with that little plastic thing, with that, you know, that IntelliChef thing. I didn't have any spices, so Abdul just basically popped a load of masala in a pot, and I actually found that my cooking was a lot tastier like that, so I might just do that. And I think it's because I thought it wasn't enough, so I was putting loads in.